These are the superheroes of wild animals, the wildlife officers and veterinarians in this area. They are preparing the medicines required to treat a beautifully tusked elephant who has injured himself on his leg with a trap gun. What you see is the officers loading a few blowpipes with different drugs that have been prepared to inject into the animal. The doses are determined according to the tusker's body size, and they are being prepared very carefully. The wildlife team gets into the water, starts inspecting the reclined animal, and signals him to wake up. The animal wakes up to respond to the calling. Just then, an officer darts him on his rear leg with the tranquilizer gun, which they have loaded with the prepared medicines in it. It gets pricked exactly as targeted, right on his rear thigh. This tusker is a very friendly one, so he does not react to the prick. But just then, he sees another shot pricking him on the same muscle. He notices that it was done deliberately. He gets a bit annoyed and starts moving forward toward the officers. The impressively tusked animal is watching the two officers. It is not easy for them to aim for his leg muscle from this angle. So, they send officers to the other side to shoot a medicine-filled blowpipe dart on his other leg. This time, the animal turns towards them. The two officers take the chance and shoot a fourth blowpipe dart at the tusker. He doesn't know these darts are loaded with doses of antibiotics, multivitamins, painkillers, and anti-inflammatory drugs, which will heal his swollen and infected leg and give him immunity and energy to recover fast. This beautiful tusker has been seen limping around in utter distress, as his injury has enfeebled him and made life difficult for him. The villagers noticed this and informed these officers to help him overcome this miserable situation. Blowpipe darting is a new technique that is being practiced by veterinarians to minimize the risk of approaching a dangerous or large animal. This allows the wildlife officers to remotely treat the animal from both close and medium-range distances. Instead of sedating the animals first, the vets shoot the medicines straight away using a tranquilizer gun, which is loaded with medicine-filled blowpipe darts. This is a very useful and affordable method that is also humane, gentle, and silent. Now, all the necessary medicines have been shot at the tusker. The officers are careful not to get too close to the animal, as he is still angry for pricking him intentionally. If not, he is known to be a very friendly tusker. To calm him down, the officers let him be for a while, and he starts munching the plants around him. He must be quite hungry too. In the meantime, the officers plan to get the animal out of the water, as it is not helpful for the wounds in his leg to get healed. The villagers bring him ripe jackfruit to eat. Elephants love this excessively sweet-smelling fruit. It tempts him to walk toward the fruit. This is a clever trick to get the animal to come out of the water. However, it is difficult for him to come out at once, as the leg injury is causing him a lot of pain and difficulty. So, The people cut the ripe jackfruit and throw it near him. He starts eating it. So the people cut more pieces to feed the hungry Tusker. He starts moving slowly to reach the fruit, so the officers leave chunks of the fruit on trees closer to him for him to access them easily. He reaches them without much difficulty, but when he tries to fetch it with his trunk, it falls into the water. Another piece is given, but the same thing happens. He cannot take a grip on it without dropping it. So the people realize that this trick doesn't work that way, and they try it differently. Let's see what their plan B is. This Tusker has been with its herd even after his leg injury. But with time, when the wound started to obstruct his normal life, he has withdrawn himself from the rest of his herd. This left him to live a solitary life, finding his own food and water. But with the worsening injury and pain it caused, he started to find it difficult to find food. This is when he had to get the support of the villagers. He has been a very friendly Tusker who never harmed anyone. In fact, he has been quite friendly with people, and therefore, the people looked after him. Since the fruits kept falling and the Tusker can't reach them properly, people decide to place the jackfruit pieces on sticks so they will not fall into the water. These sticks are planted on the ground in a row to lead the Tusker out of the water as it eats the fruits. All this work is time-consuming and it has to be done very patiently. After all, this is a distressed wild elephant that is injured and is walking with difficulty. These officers take huge risks in taking efforts to rescue these animals, no matter what the day or time or circumstances are. Isn't it a great service to all of us? Can you see the wound in his leg? Bullet fragments have sunk into his body through the leg joint. This has caused the bone to shatter. No wonder this poor creature is finding it difficult to walk. In most instances, when elephants get injured as such, they tend to go into the forest and live alone in pain and anxiety. They will be able to eat and drink only very little as their walking is limited. This will make them weak. On the other hand, the injury will gradually turn into an infected wound, and the fractures sometimes heal in the wrong direction, forming a malunion. But in this Tusker's case, the joint has frozen as it is, with calcium being built up. Sadly, this fracture cannot be repaired. The only possibility is to treat the elephant to be able to bear the injury with minimum pain and carry on with life as a loner in the forest, finding his own food and water. However, since this Tusker is comfortable living closer to the village, he will not have too much difficulty finding food. Well, let's hope so. The veterinarians are confident that this beautiful Tusker will soon regain its lost physical fitness, as the treatment done today is sufficient to elevate his health condition and thereby his energy levels to an extent fitting a healthy elephant. However, the veterinarians intend to check up on this animal in the near future to see if it requires further treatment. If follow-up treatment is required, they will be able to sedate the elephant, unlike today, as the condition will be much better by then. He is a very friendly, non-violent Tusker. Everyone in the village is anxiously waiting to see him recovering well. Let's hope their wish comes true.
ඒ කියන්නේ ඔය විදිහට මේ අඩිය තිබ්බේ නෑ යටිපතුලනේ. නැමෙන්න තැනේ. නෑ දැන් ඒ දුම සෑහෙන්න අඩුයි ඒ කියන්නේ නේ තුවාලේ. දැන් මේ පැත්තේ මේ කකුල් තුවාල ඔක්කොම වේරිලානේ.